Do you ever wonder why you lose motivation so easily? Why after 3 good days you suddenly fall off for 2 weeks? It's because you keep working with gaps, and those gaps are killing your momentum. So in this video I will show how working with no gaps is the ultimate cheat code and how you can apply it today. Discipline is good and motivation is cool, but momentum is something which is going to make you work without really putting in effort. That's when everything just starts clicking and it's like a cheat code. You wake up focused and you don't really think about anything, you just do. But the problem is that every time you stop, even for just one day, you're killing all that momentum. You're resetting the whole machine. So let's break down why no gaps is the secret weapon that nobody talks about. The first thing that you need to know is that gaps reset the system. Every time you skip a workout, every time you miss a study session, or you avoid filming a video, you're not just missing progress, you're killing the whole system you are building. And it doesn't just come from that. You can, for example, come home from school, and if you had to go to the gym in that time, but you didn't, you, for example, went on your computer and did something, then watched some TikTok or something, you're killing so much time which could be used so much better. Because imagine if you just came back from school and you went to the gym instantly, that would be, for example, from 4 to 5.5, you would be done with the gym. But instead, you came back and you wasted 2 hours, so now it's 6, and now you have to go to the gym from 6 to 7.5. So you see how much of a difference it is from 5.5 to 7.5. And the thing is that you just wasted those 2 hours. And not only did it waste your time, it also killed your momentum. Because if you just come back, go to the gym, after that, you come back from the gym, you start working on something, you're not wasting any time and you're keeping the momentum going, you're keeping the flow going. But if you break this flow, break this momentum with something stupid like just wasting time on your phone or on your computer or playing video games or anything like that, you are going to move the productive things towards later in the day when you are more likely to skip them, and you are also not going to carry momentum. So it's going to be way more difficult to actually get to doing these things. And if you put gaps between doing things, it's going to be way easier to move from one task to the other task. A quick analogy for you to understand this is like, imagine you are trying to push a car. At first, it's hard and it doesn't move, but then slowly it starts rolling, you build up speed, and just as it starts going, you imagine just stopping for a short break. Because, maybe you got tired, you wanted to look at some TikTok, and now when you try to push the car again, it's going to be hard. Again, you're going to struggle, you're going to get even more tired, and when you build up speed, again, you're going to take just a little bit of a break. Because why keep going when it's easy? Let's stop and let's make it hard again. What is the point? Just keep the momentum, and once you finish with all the productive things that you needed to do, then you can fuck around a bit, then you can watch something funny, then you can do something else, but make sure that you do all the productive things first. And again, you shouldn't do something completely stupid, but still, you can watch some kind of a video, you can watch just something, it doesn't really matter that much. If you did all the productive things, you can do a little bit of things which are not the best move, but still some kind of a benefit to you. It can be an informational video, it can be something else that you are interested in. Just make sure to not do anything stupid in the time after the productive things. The next thing is going to be the compounding effects of small wins. It's not about going hard every single day. It's about showing up every single day and building up that momentum. Because if you just, let's imagine you go to the gym 5 days in a row, and you don't really do the best workout, you don't do the hardest workout, but you do decent workouts 5 days in a row. That's amazing, right? But imagine if you go only one time and you go really hard. That's not going to be as good as going 5 times and going not the hardest, but like fine. So consistency over a long period of time is going to matter way more than going hard. And also, if you go hard one day on anything, then the next day you're probably going to be tired and you're probably not going to be able to do as much. So it's not about doing the most possible that you can do, it's about doing the most consistently that you can do. So the thing is, even a 20-minute workout at home is going to still keep your momentum. Even a short studying session is still going to keep your brain engaged. Just doing something small that keeps you engaged, that keeps the momentum going, instead of doing the full harnessing, is going to still be better than doing nothing. So if there's something like you cannot go to the gym, there's something going on, whatever it is, just do a little bit of a workout, like do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, jumping jacks, whatever you want to do. Just do something which is going to keep the momentum going if you don't have time for the gym. Let's say you have only half an hour and you cannot go to the gym, or just do something light, physical, just to keep the momentum going and just to keep kind of the consistency up. And these small wins that you're doing every day are going to stack up, because obviously doing something is always going to be better than doing nothing. If you do just a little bit of home exercises today, it's still going to keep the momentum if you couldn't go to the gym, and tomorrow it's going to be easier to go to the gym, and later that day it's going to be easier to do other different hard things. I can give you a real example with me. When I started recording videos, they weren't bad, but I made a rule that I will not skip a day in the way that I will every day do something about the videos. I will either research some topics, I will learn a little bit more about something, I will write a script, I will try to make better thumbnails, I will learn about thumbnails, I will see how to edit videos. And even if I didn't record the video on that day, or even if I didn't upload the video on that day, I still did something about it and still kind of kept the momentum going. And about the no gaps on the specific days, when I was going to the gym before recording videos, I would go to the gym and then right after that record the video. Or I would come back from school and right after that record the video. Or if I had to do something else, whatever, if I come back home late, I would still do something. Maybe not record the video every time, sometimes record the video, but I would at least do something about it. Like some kind of a script, like a little bit of research on something. Just doing work all the time, even though it doesn't have to be like you go full on work, you don't record 10 videos at one time, you still do something to kind of keep it going, and you don't leave gaps in terms of one day to the other, and you also try to not leave gaps in terms of hour to hour. So during the day, also don't leave gaps between the hours, and on a larger scale, in a week scale, don't leave gaps between the days. The third thing is going to be to design your no-gap system. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be consistent without long pauses. So you can design something like setting minimums for certain things. So for example, I will do at least 15 minutes of shadowboxing today. Or I will write at least 1 point in my script today. Or just anything like this, anything small. I will do at least 50 push-ups today. Anything as a minimum, as a small thing, and if you just keep doing this, it's going to kind of give you the momentum between the days. And also, you can do things like, I'm setting, for example, right after you come back from school, or right after you eat lunch, right after you eat dinner, you do some kind of a task. Doesn't matter what task it is exactly, just after doing something, you go straight to doing that. You don't come back from school and watch stupid videos. You come back from school, you do something productive, and then maybe you could watch the stupid videos. Like, you shouldn't, but if you really think you do, if you really think you need to, then maybe you can watch them, but after you have done the work. Because if you do it before the work, you're more likely to completely skip the work. And also it's going to kind of make it where the work didn't take you from 4 to 5, the work took you from 8 to 9. And doing work from 8 to 9 is always going to be worse than doing work from 4 to 5. It's always going to be better if you do the work earlier, and if you don't do the work earlier, you're going to think about, oh, I have to do the work later, I have to do the work later. It's going to always be in your mind. But if you just come home and you do it, it's going to be like, okay, I'm already done with this, I can chill a bit, I can do this, I can do that other thing. Like, it doesn't really matter. The work is already done, so you don't need to worry about it. But otherwise, you will be constantly worrying about, I need to do this later, how am I going to do that? It's just going to be on your mind constantly, and you can't even enjoy the thing that you're doing right now because you're thinking of the work and you're feeling guilty for not doing it. So just do it as soon as possible to avoid these bad feelings. Also, another thing which was a problem for me is if I took some kind of a big gap, for example after eating lunch, I would just fall asleep and I would waste 2 to 3 hours sleeping in the afternoon. But if I don't take a break after lunch, if I work on something after lunch, if I go to the gym after lunch, if I record a video after lunch, if I do anything after lunch, I'm not going to fall asleep and I'm not going to waste 3 hours of my day. So that's how powerful it can be. The fourth important thing to understand is that gaps are where weakness grows. Because every time you take some kind of a gap, you open the door for laziness, for excuses, for doubt, and for inconsistency. Because if you think about, okay, I'm going to record the video in a bit, and then you take 15 minutes, and then you're like, maybe this idea isn't that good, maybe I need a better script, I think the lighting in my room isn't that good, maybe I should try to do something else, maybe I can just write the script and not really record it, maybe I can, just do it tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be a better day anyway, and I'm going to have more motivation tomorrow. It's just going to let your brain make up some stupid excuses, make you more lazy, make you doubt yourself, and make you inconsistent, make you skip things. And you're going to think, oh, maybe I can take a nap because I'm really tired right now. But if you just started recording a video, you wouldn't feel the need to nap. Do you think I'm thinking right now about napping while recording a video? I'm not thinking about going in the bed and sleeping, but for sure if I was just scrolling TikTok and not recording a video, I would think about, maybe I should take a nap right now, maybe I can sleep a little bit, rest a little bit, because I'm kind of tired. But if you start doing something which is actually productive, you're not going to think of things like this. You're not going to think of wasting time and doing something which is not productive while doing something productive. And this is why you should keep yourself doing productive things without taking gaps, because as soon as you take a gap, you're going to waste time. And time is very valuable. If you don't take some kind of a stupid break like that, some stupid gap that's going to push you off the line, it's going to be that you're going to waste time. But if you just keep going, so for example, after recording this video, I will do some kind of other task, then I will work out, then do something else. I'm going to just keep doing things, and in, let's say, 3 hours, I'm going to be completely finished with everything I need to do for a day. And after that, I can just do whatever I want, basically. I'm not going to do something stupid like get drunk or smoke weed, but I'm going to do something which is more enjoyable, and I'm not going to have to think about work, and I'm not going to have to put in discipline or do something which is hard. It's going to be way easier after that, because I have done all of my work without any gaps as quick as possible, and this makes your whole life easier. Stop starting and then stopping again. Start once and do not stop. Do not have days where you don't do anything. Keep the days productive. No breaks and no excuses. Keep the car moving from the analogy earlier, and don't take breaks which are going to ruin the momentum. Because once you get momentum, you become dangerous and you go through any task that you need to go through. So if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something new, if it helped you in some way, you can leave a like and you can subscribe to my channel for more videos like this that are actually going to be helpful and that are not following some kind of a trend, that don't have some bullshit edits. It's just really the facts that you need to know and the things that you need to think about in order to improve yourself. So if you want more videos like this, you can subscribe. Thank you for watching.